Just record and see if we catch anything that's worth yapping about. Maybe we'll just upload this on YouTube if it's long enough. Just cleaning my shoes for the first time in God knows how fucking long, to be honest with you. I got them from an ex. They were a gift. It's very sweet of her, I will say. So got them for me. You can probably tell by the pretext of this conversation, I'm not a fan of that ex anymore. Though, as time has gone on, I've put less thought into the breakup and I've become less offended. Maybe that's what we'll talk about. We'll talk about moving on. You move on from a lot of things. Relationships, loss, jobs, job potential. When that shit first happens, whew, the past few months, full transparency, had a couple times where I thought I was gonna give up, a couple times where I considered leaving the game, if that's what you can call it. God, this shit is not gonna come out. It's like, you need like a full bleach for this. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chad. Had a couple people that I talk to pretty frequently, helped me a lot. You kind of underestimate the power of just not even talking about the thing that's got you down, just talking in general. Big thing that helped me is I have this thing with a couple guys that I'm pretty close with, I'd say. Some guys that I'd lay my life down for them if it came down to it, that kind of connection. Every Wednesday, go to Wings, talk about whatever the hell, and that just helped me, just to have someone to talk to about literally anything. One of my closest homies, I don't know if he wants to be named in a video, so I won't, but I'm sure he pops around in comment sections from time to time. He's in my live streams most often. Great homie. Always count on him for a conversation, so I do my best to try to return the favor when I can. Message him when you can. He works second shift, so it's a little harder to get those conversations in from time to time, but I enjoy when I have them. Sleep schedule's finally fixed, so I'm not awake with them as often anymore, unfortunately. But still consider him a real homie. It's funny because that whole thing, it actually started. I was very annoyed with him. In fact, I hated his presence almost all the time. Can you wash Converse shoes just like in the wash? Can I just toss this in the fucking wash? Because this shit is fucked. And I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do here. I think this is the best it's gonna get. I think I went too long without cleaning it. If someone's a good shoe washer, let me know. But, voice crack. Beautiful work there, dude. I think people in general should make more effort to reach out to people, If you got somebody you're close with or somebody you're friends with, take the time out of your day to go talk to them. And I think it's definitely more of a thing with guys, I will say. I think girls do a better job of checking up on each other when it comes down to it. I think in general, girls tend to have deeper connections with their friends and this isn't me just talking out of my ass. This is like statistical. You know, girls tend to get over things faster because they have a better social network and they're closer with their friends, and they tell them just about everything. Guys keep it to themselves, and then, you know, they explode. I try to, in my daily life, if I see something or I respect somebody, I want to make sure that they know that, you know. I want to make sure if I think someone is cool, I want them to know that I think they're cool. I try to be as truthful as I can in most scenarios. There are times where I fib when it needs to be, but I think that's everybody. Very rarely to any real friends, though, in all fairness. Mostly just to random people I could care less about. Not that you should treat those people any worse. It's just sometimes you're put in awkward situations, you know? But, you know, you kind of underestimate the power of just talking about things. And I'm sure, like, any woman who watches this video is like, well, no shit, Sherlock. Get with the fucking program that's been the play. And I honestly I don't think most men could even explain why talking about their feelings is so difficult. You know, I was talking to my dad, it was about 2 years ago now, when I was starting to get into psychology. I'm now about to graduate soon, but still, in all honesty, I'm still kind of pseudosciencing this. But male loneliness epidemic. Now, I don't know if statistically it's true, but at least, at the very least, the male loneliness epidemic has some evidence of existing outside of, like, I don't know where I'm going with that statistic line, but point is, male loneliness epidemic. My dad, you know, he says he didn't believe it was a thing. He says, I don't subscribe to that stuff. That's a you generation thing. And I was like, probably why, you know, you're so angry all the time. You don't believe in mental health. You know, he went to therapy for a bit, said it didn't work. That seems to be the theme. A lot of people go to therapy once or twice. Maybe some people go longer or more. I'm not trying to devalue people's experiences of therapy, because, you know, maybe it really isn't your thing. But I always encourage people, you know, if they go the 1 or 2 times, you should go find another one. Because therapists aren't a one-size-fits-all, you know. It's not a pair of stretchy pants that you can just put on. You gotta find the one that rocks with you, the one that you rock with. Anyway, I'm not really sure why men struggle so much with talking about their feelings. And for a long time, I struggled to talk about my feelings, and the only reasons I was ever able to talk about mine is because I uploaded them on YouTube. And it kind of made me more comfortable. Plus, when you're going into a field like psychology with the goal of becoming a therapist, if you can't talk about your own feelings, how are you going to talk about anyone else's? You know? So, do my best. Try to air things out, but I've hit a point in life where, well, some of these people might even see this video, but I've started to question what I value in friendships and what level of disrespect I'll tolerate, you know. And it's like, I have this metric in my head of what are the chances I think this person will change, so should I stay friends with them, you know. And it varies. If they're a person I've been close with for longer, I'll give them more leeway. If I haven't been friends with them for as long, then obviously I give them less leeway. But recently I had to cut off a person who I was friends with for years. You know, I'll say this. When they were a good friend, they were a good friend. Right. Like I thought about it post the great happening, I call it. I don't know what you're supposed to call it, falling out. I was like, you know what? He was always in the corner there. He was among the first people to watch my shit. There's a couple of other times where I was like, hey, you know, he's a solid guy. But you can't just look at things black and white, you know. So, you know, he did all these good deeds there for a good friend, you know. I'm not gonna go into the details of how things fell out, because I feel like that's disrespectful. Don't feel like that needs to be talked about, but it happened. I felt disrespected, and I've been disrespected by him in that way before, and I was decided that, you know, I'm gonna call it there. And I'm not saying we'll never be friends again. Maybe we will be. Maybe things will make amends at some point, but as things stand now, no, probably not. And we have a lot of mutuals, so it's kind of awkward, right? But yeah, I'll get there. Well, I got them as clean as I could get them. I've had these shoes for about a year now, so. And the sides and the fabric are kind of fucked up, and they're gray, so you can't bleach it or anything, but yeah, they're better than what they were, right? I suppose on the video there wasn't really any solid topics talked about, but I haven't uploaded in a while, so this is the video. And it's the first one I recorded in person, not just like, you know, with video game in the background. Alright, see ya.